everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today, I am continuing with my holiday-themed book tags of the month of December. And today, we are going to do one of my favorite tags. I did this one last year, but I just love the question so much, so we're doing it again this year, and that is the Grinch book tag. The questions are on my phone, so here we go. Question number 1 is, half the lights on the Christmas tree are burnt out. Name a book, series, or character that started out good but then went downhill. I have the Illuminae files written by Aime Kaufman and Kristoff. This hurts me so much to hold up. So book number 1 of the series is Illuminae. Book number 2 is Jemina. And book number 3 that just came out this year is Obsidio. This hurts me to have to talk about this book series this way because I absolutely loved Illuminae. The first book was a 5-star read for me. I just felt like Aiden was incredible. The storyline was something unique. I had never seen anything like this before, but also the mixed media format definitely found ways to like wrench my heart out and just like provide a real emotional consequence for these characters. And I felt it. I felt this book so deeply. I rated Illuminae 5 stars. By the time I got to Jemina ended up being a 4-star read. I liked Nick and Katie. I did. But I just didn't feel like there was any sort of emotional pull the same way that I felt when Katie, not Nick and Katie, what's her name? Hannah and Nick. Hannah and Nick did not do the same for me that Katie and Ezra did. There we go. I felt like Obsidio was a big letdown for me. I rated this one 3 out of 5 stars. It was just like 5, 4, 3 stars by the time we got to Obsidio. I feel like this series wrapped up a little too cleanly for all the horrors and traumas that they experienced as a group. Okay, question number 2 is, annoying Great Aunt Sally who will not leave you alone. Name a book that you didn't enjoy, but everyone else seems to love it, so it never goes away. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. This is The Last Wish, written by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the first book in the Witcher series. I just don't get it. I rated this book 2 out of 5 stars. There were a few short stories in here that I did enjoy. I mentioned this in my review, which is actually my highest viewed video on my channel, is my Last Wish review, which is funny because I didn't really have that great of things to say about it, but maybe that's why people tuned into the review. I don't know. And every single time someone brings up the Witcher series, I'm like, oh, should I continue? Like, did I peak too soon? I mean, everybody keeps talking about the rest of the books, but I just don't get it. This isn't for me. Question number 3 is, your pets keep knocking over the Christmas decoration. Name a character that kept messing things up for everyone else, and you can't pick a villain. So this book, I have Traitor's Blade, written by Sebastien de Castell. This is the first book in the Great Coat series, and the character that keeps messing things up for everybody is actually Falkio, our main character, and then Brasti does some more of the comic relief messes things up for everyone, but Falkio, there are certain things that he just like leaps to action to without thinking things through several books in a row, and they have some pretty dire consequences. Still enjoyed this book series overall, still planning on doing a review of this whole book series. So yeah, that's my answer for question number 3. You hear your parents putting out the presents and learn that Santa isn't real. Name a book that you were spoiled for. Okay, so this is the 5th season, written by N.K. Jemisen. This is the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy. But then what happened recently is I was watching a wrap-up of somebody, and they started talking about the 5th season, and then said spoilers, but blah, 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 and I caught, like, the first part of that sentence before I, like, plugged my fingers in my ears, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. There was a part that I might have been spoiled for. I'm not entirely sure how it fits with the overall book, but I definitely did hear, like, the first part of that sentence. Okay, question number 5 is, it's freezing outside. Name a main character that you just couldn't connect with. And for that, I have Darker Shade of Magic, written by V.E. Schwab, and then the main character is Lila Bard. There's just like nothing about Lila Bard that I haven't already seen before, and she wasn't overly compelling to me, so yeah, this was a 3-star read too. I have a whole review of this on my channel already. Okay, question number 6 is, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, and is giving you anti-romantic feelings. Name a couple that you couldn't stand. So this is Darkfever, written by Karen Marie Moning. This is the first book in the Fever series. This couple in here is not a couple, and I'm in book 3. No, I'm in book 4. They're like an uncoupled couple. From what I have heard about the Fever series, you get all of your questions answered in book 5, but man, that's a long haul to go through. Parts of the way they get together, I'm just like, not a fan of either. You know, magical circumstances blur all sorts of weird lines, and I'm not sure about that. All right, question number 7 is that scratchy homemade wool sweater you got for Christmas years ago, but you won't get rid of. Show some books that have been sitting on your shelves for a while, and you aren't motivated to read, but you don't have the heart to get rid of. The book that has truly been on my shelf for ages, this is World Without End, written by Ken Follett. It is book number 2 in his whole Kingsbridge saga series. These books are massive, and I usually think a book is big when we're hitting like 700 or 800 pages. That's my like big bookmark. So 1100 to 1200 pages is pretty large, pretty hefty of a book. So I haven't picked this up yet, but I actually was thinking that perhaps I do want to pick this book up in the new year, just because it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I've been talking about Pillars of the Earth. This book takes place in the 1400s in England, and I think we're about to encounter the Black Plague. In like a bunch of the tags that I was filming last year for the holidays, I kept bringing up both Furthermore and Whichwood, written by Tahareh Mafi. These are 2 middle grade novels that she has written. Furthermore follows a young girl named Alice. She is completely devoid of color in the world of color, except for her eyes. Her father goes missing. She needs to find him. That's Furthermore. And then Whichwood is a young girl who lives with her father. Her mother has died. She receives all the bodies and prepares their bodies for burial in her little town. That's her job. I totally bought these as a cover buy, and I just haven't gotten around to them yet. Okay, question number 8 is Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Name a character death you are still mad about and warn people for spoilers. I don't have to go into great detail, but this is The Final Empire, written by Brandon Sanderson, and that's all I'm going to say about that. You know my thoughts. All right, question number 9 is the malls are overly crowded with holiday shoppers. Name a series that has too many books in it / went on too far. I'm not sure if I held this book up for the last time I did this tag, but I still hold this to be true. This is the Outlander series written by Diana Gabaldon. And I always say that there is nobody who loves Diana Gabaldon's writing more than Diana Gabaldon. She has so many problems with editing and cutting stuff out. Like, I feel like there are 2 books in this whole 8-book series. She's currently writing book 9. 2 whole books in this series that she could have just like completely cut out or condensed into 1 book. She's like an author that I'm always conflicted about because I like the books, but I don't necessarily like her. All right, question number 10 is The Grinch. Name a main character you hate and no villains. This is A Court of Thorns and Roses, written by Sarah J. Maas, book number 1 of the whole Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy, series, etc. Darling Little Feyre. In book 1 is pretty atrocious. I cannot handle her in book 1. She has nothing to bring to the table. Book 2 Feyre, I warmed up to. I will say that outright, because I really did enjoy A Court of Mist and Fury. Book 1 Feyre is not the same as Book 2 Feyre, and Book 1 Feyre and I did not get along. Anyone who's read Sarah J. Maas, I feel like there's at least one character in there that you're like, oh girl, you're just not doing it for me. I think Sarah J. Maas is like really good at writing those kinds of characters, so that's my Grinch character. All right, everyone, so that was my version 2.0 of the Grinch book tag. Let me know if you enjoyed this tag. I have one more Christmassy themed book tag to come, and then it'll be Christmas time before you know it, so that's super, super exciting. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to follow me on my social media, my links are going to be down below. I have Goodreads down there, and then Instagram and Twitter is @WhatCastRead. It's the same as this channel, so it should be super easy to find. And of course, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.